Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, love and light. Today, I think that it's important that we all stop for 1 minute and we think about the food that we consume. When we plan our meals, when we look to see what it is that we might want to bring to our dinner table, we typically don't think about its origins, where it came from, how it got to us, or what it had to go through in order to make it to our table. We just know in this day and age that we can go into a food store, a grocery store, if you will, and there's a whole bunch of aisles and shelves and products with pretty little labels and bright packaging that says, buy me, because I'm good for you. You'll see, just try me. But in reality, most of these processed things, right, these pretty packaged things, they're processed or manipulated. They're constructed in some type of way. And typically, when you look at the ingredient label, you can't really pronounce, let alone understand, half of the ingredients that are there. And that should be an eye opener, but it usually typically goes unseen. So, my thing is our body wasn't meant, never meant, to be fed or geared with, right? Nourished by outside of the ground sources. So we thrive when we eat a plant-based diet. And it has lots of benefits because the plants that grow from the ground, and in some areas, they grow year after year and they populate all on their own. And in other places, they've been removed or considered to be garden irritants like weeds. But in any event, they're not. They're very, very beneficial. And it's Mother Earth's way of sending, even if you have nothing but cement surrounding you, the ability to receive the vitamin C or the vitamin A from those dandelions that seem to pop up everywhere. And when you think about it, Mother Earth is giving you your lifeline by sending you the plants that you need in order to survive. And if you research just a little bit further, and you go back to basic times, whether you have a large yard or a small yard or just window sills that you can put plants in, right? If you use the plants to your benefit, then you can provide your body the nourishment that it needs without having to leave the land that you live. And I intend on doing this. I moved into this house and it was very fruitful in many different ways. The person who lived here first, right, planted a lot of different beneficial plants, vegetables, and fruits all over this yard. But because I wasn't actually in the right ability, as my abilities to function were decreasing because of the multiple sclerosis that they said I had, which turned out to be parasites, which could have come from anywhere. And just so you know, parasites could be living within you, and they come in a multitude of different forms, visible to you through your body and how you're living, right? People who get colds all the time, you're not supposed to get colds all the time. There's something that's working havoc within your body, that plant-based system that was migrated away from us would be able to handle seamlessly just by the consumption of proper nutritional food that offers the benefits that Mother Earth knew could infiltrate at some point, and gave us the medicinal value within certain plants that provide us the ability to live side by side but not yet be infected or infiltrated by. And I learned a whole lot about food and how the benefits outweigh the well, there really aren't any negatives. So there's like 1,000% benefit from eating plant-based food, and it helps your body combat the toxins that are in the air, unfortunately, and in the ground because of different forms of technology that were brought our way that introduced chemicals into the atmosphere or into the ground, even the rain, that was never really meant to be here. So there's that too. But when we're mindful about what it is that we consume and how we get our consumption, then we just started reversing the negative that may have been surrounding us for a multitude of time. Now, I know everybody doesn't have a large yard, and they don't always have the ability to grow food that benefits and are forced to go to the grocery store. But I'm looking to change all that. So when I started researching the different combinations of plants that could be grown in a small area that utilizes a different root pattern system than the other combined plants growing within a small area wouldn't provide harm to any particular root pattern, because they all grow in different aspects under the ground. And I'm looking to incorporate that on my ground. And as I become more versed with space, the ability to use it properly, to gain the right nutritional values by growing the right items, then that'll help me sustain a more purified diet, relying on Earth's bounty, not so much processed foods, or even meat for that matter, because we weren't really supposed to consume meat either. Although, it's found in the stores, and we do grow cattle or raise cattle or different types of animals in order to consume them, we weren't really ever supposed to. We thrive on a plant-based diet. So when I start this endeavor, reform it, enhance it, perfect it, I'll not only have nourishment that I grew from my own hand, but I'll also know what I'm eating and what nutritional and medicinal properties that it has that will benefit my human body, to the point where disease or sickness is something of the past. And when I do this, it will also give me the ability to sustain myself through the winter by harvesting, planting, and preserving the best route possible in order to extend the life of whatever it is that I'm eating, that I'm growing, right? And that'll give me the ability to share, to share food, nutritious, medicinal food that everybody needs in order to live a thriving, disease-free, sickness-free existence. And when we all get together and we all help each other out by providing each other what we need in order to sustain a thrivable life, then we would have evolved that much higher, because not only are we utilizing our intuition, our basic remembrance of survival, but we're also teaching and passing that along down through our legacy, so that the future generations have the ability to actually thrive like we once did, way, way, way back in time, before things started being manipulated, whether it was to throw us off Earth vibration or not. That happened. But we can bring it back. We definitely have the ability to stay together and bond and link through interconnectivity, love and light, to reverse the wrongs that were brought to the present, and with doable, viable, usable, thriving tools, perfect our future back to where it was meant to be, where we all thrive and benefit from Earth, and Earth thrives and benefits from each human, respecting life in all areas, everywhere, every species, every person, every energy, no matter how dense it may be. My lovely collective family, before you go into the store to purchase your next meal or to plan your future grocery list, keep in mind, ask those questions. See what you could do about incorporating better health into your life. And it all starts with the seed. And I mean the seed of the plant that you want to grow, because that costs pennies compared to the consumption of going to the store through every day of every season, of every year, of your whole entire life. Think about it. And once you have those seeds populated, you don't have to buy them anymore. So there's that. Money is something that I think is going to be outdated when people get together and go back to the basics, where we all support each other and uplift one another through loving, light, kind, compassionate, empathetic movements. My lovely collective, whatever you do today, I implore you to use courage, strength, and bravery to make a choice, to research, to come to conclusions, to figure out what is best for you, your lineage, your family, your life, your existence, and then pass it through your generations. If you need me, I'm always here, because remember, we're living life. We're learning as we go, remembering and resonating with the energy that ignites us and helps us flow. Love and light, peace and joy.